Hi, I'm Tyler Driscoll. I'm 30 years old and I'm a former prisoner and con. And I've served IPP, also known as Indeterminate for Public Protection. Now, I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas festive period out there. And I hope you're all very nearly ready for Christmas Day. It's not long now, only a few days. So I hope you have a wonderful day on that. So you may be thinking, you know, build up to Christmas, a lot to do, wrap presents. But then for some in prison, they're not going to get presents because the very few people that can get parcels sent in, they're normally damaged, or what is actually happening a lot in prison, they all go missing. Prisoners' properties go missing. So they're not going to have anything to unwrap. So when you're there unwrapping your presents, just give a quiet thought in the back of your mind to those less off and who has not got anything to be happy and celebrating this Christmas. So some of you will then think you've got up, you've done presents, or maybe then you think all that hard work ripping through those wrapping papers, showing joy on your face at all those lovely presents you've got that some others may not, if they was in prison. But then you think, after all that hard work, time for food. You have a nice big slap up meal, nice freshly hot cooked turkey, chicken, pheasant, if you're really lucky, a bird within a bird within a bird, as I say. Some nice big chocolate cakes for after, or Christmas pudding with a bit of alcohol maybe. But in prison, yeah, you get Christmas dinner, but most of the cakes and sweet items are stolen by the prisoners. God knows how they think it's proportionate that 4, 5 or 8 of them has over 400 or 500 cakes, etc. But this is the reality of what happens in prison. Also, that fresh meat is not so fresh. It's been brought out of the freezer the next day and then left there on the side in lights, full view of lights. So it's starting to turn, go manky. And then you got prisoners cooking that food. Prisoners that may not have been able to get showers, do not want to shower, using the toilets and not wearing gloves and washing their hands. And then coughing, sneezing all over that food. So it's full of pathogens and bacteria and whatever. And then that food is sat in a hot trolley, plate trolley, for 3-4 hours sometimes. If the kitchen staff wants to get home early, then it could be done even sat in there even longer. If they send everyone back early so they can get off. And then you've got to think, okay, well, it can't be that bad in prison. They could phone loved ones. Yeah, they can. They've now got prison phones in cells. But that's if they're there, they ain't been damaged. That's if they work, because most have not been repaired. These prisoners can't phone their family and friends. Maybe they have no money, because they're too poor. Because poverty hits us all at some point. But then maybe they can phone, and they do phone. But due to the prison phone network only being able to handle so many numbers or a certain amount of prisoner outgoing phone calls at any one time, you may not be able to make a phone call during the designated times. So for these prisoners on Christmas Day, on the lead up and just after, there is no family contact. Write a letter, some may be screaming at the screen right now. But the reality is, that's not going to make it on time. That's if it does go out. You know, what about sending in a present or something? I mean, everyone likes presents. But the reality is, most go missing. Or you don't get them, or they're damaged. So, the only thing that they really rely on, possibly, is maybe visits. Those that are lucky to get visits. But then at Christmas, these are massively reduced and crammed, loud. But then, when they are able to get enough staff together from all the wings, various wings, that they can provide just the odd reduced amount of visits, then the wings are on lockdown because they cannot staff them safely. And then these prisoners, like on most times at Christmas Day, they're locked up early, like at 5 o'clock. That's if there's enough staff. But overall, they'll end up spending approximately 22, 23 hours a day on Christmas Day, locked up. Some are in cells on their own, so that's no other contact for that amount of time. But then, on the positive, you may be there, and you've got no time to think of these prisoners because you're there playing games. Everyone likes funny Christmas games. You know, making a fool of yourself as you get drunk. Maybe even playing a Christmas adult drinking game, which I've always wanted to try. But in prison, yeah, when they're out of the cells, there's ping pong tables. Some prison wings have them. Some have snooker tables, pool tables. So you may be thinking, well, they can socialise, they can play games. But then think, on a wing, I think the lowest amount of prisoners that have been on any wing that I've experienced is over 200-300. And that's with 1 or 2 young officer screws overseeing that. So you don't get long out of your cells, and then you've got probably 1 or 2, maybe 3 pool tables. If you're lucky, a snooker table or a ping pong table, if that has not been broken. And this is for over 200-300 prisoners. Some prison wings hold over 400-500. They're all supposed to share these tables. It's clearly not enough. So for most, they're in their cell, not doing much, just watching TV, watching Christmas time programs, seeing all those lovely family orientated adverts, which may actually, for those prisoners, make them even more depressed, sad. If they have mental health, it could send them into a really bad mental health breakdown. And this is why around Christmas time in prison, the risk rates of suicide attempts and especially self-harm, it raises massively. Most officers are not as interested because it's Christmas, they don't want to fill out all the paperwork, etc. But then, because of these 2 aspects, it raises the importance of the free resource the prison service has called the listener service, which, if you don't know what that is, I have made a previous video about, so please go and check that out. So, drawing to a close now of this video, I hope, although it's been very short, I hope this raises your awareness. And just think, if you're getting fed up of rapping, mess being made, kids running about, that person is just annoying at Christmas that you don't normally spend time with. Or maybe that person that drinks too much, gets aggressive, etc. You feel like it's too much cooking. Just stop and think. You're actually very lucky as you're there, because not everyone has that. Maybe you're even there, looking out your window as you're cooking, thinking, how am I going to get all this done? Looking at the world out there, when some prisoners there not even got that. And they're looking outside their window, seeing horrid, grey, dark, dull, barbed wire, razor sharp. This is a reality for over 80,000 prisoners today in the UK. So show your support and hit the thumbs up, guys. The more likes the better, so then we know that what type of videos you're liking. And if you want to leave a comment, that's even better, so we can improve what these videos are about, or any suggestions on what should be included in them. Please add it in the comments and hit the thumbs up and even possibly share. So I want to finish by saying I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and even better New Year. Bye.